everybody wanted to go. We had 2 van loads of reserves that couldn't go, and they all kicked off because they couldn't get on the flight, and we had to call the police. So there's sad cases, and there's a bit of sort of brinkmanship and the system being played. But I'll leave it at that. The one play that I did discover after I left drama school that I embraced with open arms, a friend of mine said, "You've got to play Lenny in Of Mice and Men." I don't know if you know Of Mice and Men. That was the production that we did in the West Yorkshire Playhouse. I played it 3 times now around the country. There's a couple of pictures of me in the West Yorkshire Playhouse production. That's me there, getting up in a bit of a state. And there's me with George. Lenny, it's all set in the 1930s Depression era. And Lenny is a big, lumbering, simple man who doesn't know his own strength. He's looked after by a childhood friend of his called George, who shepherds him around, finding odd jobs at ranches across the West. And George has to be so careful with him because people take advantage of him. He's simple and he doesn't know his own strength. And he loves finding mice and stroking them. And because he's so strong, he strokes them and he kills them because he doesn't know just how strong he is. But they have a dream of owning their own ranch and having rabbits, looking after alfalfa on their own ranch. And the crux of the story is they arrive at this ranch and there's an old ranch hand there who has a nest egg, and he's got an old dog that's had puppies, and he's also wants to get out. And he says to George, can I come in with you and we will go off and we will have that ranch? And all of a sudden, Lenny and George's dream becomes a reality. They're going to do it. He's going to have rabbits and he's going to go and live on this ranch, and nobody will be able to bother and threaten Lenny again. And just as a sort of real sort of kind, generous things to do, the old boy gives Lenny one of the puppies. And he is so happy. He's so happy with the puppy, and he can't believe it. And he's so enamored, and he strokes him and strokes him and strokes him. Why'd you go get killed? You ain't so little as mice. I didn't bounce you hard. Now maybe George won't let me tend no rabbits if he finds out you got killed. But maybe George won't care. This here goddamn son of a bitch wasn't nothing to George. Why'd you gotta get killed? You wasn't big enough. They told me you wasn't. Maybe George won't care. This goddamn son of a bitch wasn't nothing to George. Thank you. If you haven't read it, I do recommend. It's a sad story, but it's a wonderful story. Steinbeck wrote it. It's a very short book. It's a sort of novella that he always intended to be a play. So the book just transfers right up onto the stage, and it has sort of resonances for today. It's a lovely read. My last film that I did was a cult classic, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know if you saw that. In case you're not sure, I'm the handsome fella on the left. I was working for Henson's, the puppeteers, and in that film, which has actually been one of the most lucrative films I've ever did, and you never even see me, but I was built into that. It took about 2 hours in the morning when I got there to sort of, I was sat into the sort of base of this monster. It's Prostetnik Vogon Jeltz, the leader of the Vogons. They would build it in, and then they would stack it in on top of me. The head would go on, and I would try and get up and move around. I mean, my head is, about 3 or 4 feet below where that one is, and I would have screens and operate and move around, and I would lumber around. Nothing like I'd ever done before, but a very satisfying experience. And I think I will leave you with that image of me. Thank you very much for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.